Good morning, everyone. Welcome to From the Word Bible Teaching. Today is Monday morning, the 6th of March. We are almost through our third week of our first week of March already. So welcome. We hope that you get something good out of this teaching and something you'll be able to use in your walk with God yourself and help others in their walk. Today we're going to talk about, again, trusting God, trusting the Lord. We're going to look at Luke 8:22 to 25, and I'm going to read it out of the NLT. And it says, get off my little numbers there. One day, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let's cross to the other side of the lake." So they got into a boat and started out. As they sailed across, Jesus was settled down for a nap. But soon a fierce storm came down on the lake. The boat was filling with water, and they were in real danger. The disciples went and woke him up, shouting, "Master, Master, we're going to drown." When Jesus woke up, he rebuked the wind and the raging waves. Suddenly the storm stopped and all was calm. And then he asked them, "Where is your faith?" The disciples were terrified and amazed. "Who is this man?" they asked each other. "When he gives a command, even the wind and the waves obey him." Find it here. There it is. I'm looking at another one. Okay, basically it's pretty worded pretty much the same out of the ESV. But here's the thing. Jesus said, "Let us go," or "Let's go to the other side of the lake." That's exactly what he was fully expecting to do, was to get into that boat, cross over to the other side of the lake, period. So they all started out. Jesus went to sleep. A storm arose and the water started coming in the boat because of the waves and the wind. And here's an interesting thought. If the boat was filling with water because of the waves and the wind, and Jesus was sleeping, that means the storm wasn't affecting him in the least. And then I heard this question, the other day. Jesus was in the boat was filling with water. So is it possible that Jesus, whatever he was laying on, was floating on the water and he wasn't even getting wet? I mean, because if you were laying in a bed and water was coming up, and you would be getting wet and it would wake you up. But obviously Jesus wasn't even getting wet, or he would have woke up anyway. So he was rising above. This is my own thought because of what I heard. Jesus was on the water, in the boat, and the water started coming up. Normally it would come over somebody sleeping. They wouldn't just float. But Jesus wasn't in the water. It wasn't overtaking him. He obviously wasn't getting wet. Ouch. And so rising above the storms of life. Okay. So the disciples were afraid because they thought they were going to drown. It's like, here they have the Son of God in the boat with them, and he's sleeping, and they're not following his example. They're not being at peace and calm. They're afraid. They're putting their eyes on what's going on around them. Jesus said, "We're going to the other side." There was no question or doubt in his mind. So they woke Jesus up, and Jesus rebuked the storm. And then he said to them, "Where's your faith?" And they were terrified. They were afraid of the calm. So sometimes we live in a situation of turmoil or disruption or chaos, and that's what we're used to. It's what we have adjusted our life to, because number one, maybe we don't know how to get the peace and the calm. But could it be that we are so used to the disruption and the stuff around us that we're afraid of the calm? We're afraid of the quiet. We're afraid of the stillness of life. What would I do if it was calm? How would I act? And so the word today is, don't be afraid of the calm. You don't have to live with the storm raging around you all the time. Live in the peace of God. Let his peace surround you so that in the middle of your chaos, you have peace. And then you will be more able to see what needs to be done in order to live in that peace. Let the peace of God surround you today. Let it engulf you today. Don't be afraid of things being calm and quiet. Sometimes it's chaotic just because we're so busy. Sometimes we get so busy doing stuff that we don't take the time to sit in the calm of the Lord. And so Jesus is speaking peace to you today. He is speaking calmness to you today. He wants you to bask in the peace that he has given. So let that be your thing today, that you would bask in the calm that only he can provide. Let his peace surround you and overwhelm you and overtake you so that you can hear him, so you can experience him. Okay? All right. Well, it's a short one this morning. I hope that you have gained some wisdom and knowledge out of this, that you would be able to go through your day today, and when trouble and turmoil comes, don't go running to the boat or the master at the at the other end of the boat screaming, "Master, Master, I'm going to perish. I'm not going to make it through this." But notice, as you're running towards the master, that he's at peace. Storm's still going on, but it isn't affecting him. He is determined. When he got into that boat and he said, "Let's go to the other side," that was the end result of what he desired. That's what he was going to do. And so we need to follow that same example, is stay in peace and accomplish what we said we're going to accomplish. Okay? All right. Well, thank you for joining me this morning. I hope this has encouraged you and given you a little food for thought. And have a blessed and peaceful day in the name of Jesus. Even if there's storm raging, you stay in the peace of God. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central Time for another Morning Nuggets. Remember, Friday is communion. We're going to do communion on the Friday program. Okay? So until tomorrow morning,